Mount Huashan's plank walk in China forces hikers to walk on wooden boards bolted to a cliff face 7,000 feet above ground with only a chain for safety. Hundreds have died on this trail, but China refuses to release the real numbers. These trails aren't marked dangerous for dramatic effect. They're proven killers with body counts that grow every year. Here are the 20 most dangerous hiking trails where one wrong step means certain death. 1. Mount Huashan Plank Walk, China. Mount Huashan's plank walk forces hikers to traverse 12-inch wooden planks nailed directly into a vertical cliff face. The trail sits 7,000 feet above the ground with only a rusted chain bolted into the mountain as protection. Weather conditions change without warning, causing the planks to become slippery and unstable. Falling means a straight drop to the valley floor below. China doesn't release official death statistics for the trail, but local reports estimate over 100 deaths per year. The harness system available at the base costs extra, and many hikers skip it to save money. Rescue operations are nearly impossible due to the extreme vertical terrain. The trail remains open despite its deadly reputation because it leads to a sacred temple that draws thousands of visitors annually. 2. The Maze, Canyonlands National Park, USA. The Maze is a 30-square-mile section of Utah's Canyonlands that requires 0 trail markers or established paths. Hikers navigate through identical-looking sandstone canyons, where GPS signals fail and cell service doesn't exist. Summer temperatures regularly hit 110 degrees, and water sources are non-existent. The nearest hospital sits 4 hours away by car from the closest access point. Search and rescue teams respond to multiple emergencies each year, but finding lost hikers takes days due to the complex terrain. Dehydration kills faster than most people realize, with symptoms becoming severe within 24 hours. Park rangers require hikers to register before entering and carry a minimum of 1 gallon of water per person per day. Even experienced desert hikers have died after underestimating the maze's disorienting layout. 3. Aongatite Forest Track, New Zealand. This New Zealand track crosses 20 swing bridges suspended over deep gorges and fast-moving rivers. The bridges sway violently in wind, with gaps wide enough to fall through between the wooden planks. Weather shifts from clear to stormy within minutes, making the bridges slippery and dangerous. 5 hikers have died on this trail in the past decade alone. The track requires crossing rivers that can flash flood during rainfall, trapping hikers on the wrong side. Many bridges lack proper maintenance, with rotting wood and frayed cables going unrepaired for months. Cell phone coverage is spotty at best, making emergency calls impossible from most locations. New Zealand's Department of Conservation warns that this trail should only be attempted by experienced hikers in good weather. 4. Half Dome Cables, Yosemite, USA. Half Dome's final 400-foot ascent uses 2 metal cables bolted into smooth granite, angled at 45 degrees. Over 60 people have died on the section since cables were installed in 1919. When rain hits, the granite becomes as slippery as ice, and lightning strikes are common. Hikers must pull themselves up using only arm strength while their feet slide on wet rock. The National Park Service now requires permits after multiple fatal falls each summer. Most deaths occur during afternoon thunderstorms when hikers are caught on the exposed dome. The cables remove during winter, but people still attempt the climb and fall to their deaths. Park rangers recover bodies several times per year from the base of the dome. 5. Kalalau Trail, Hawaii, USA. The Kalalau Trail on Kauai's Na Pali coast is an 11-mile track where the path is only 12 inches wide in sections. On one side is a 3,000-foot cliff drop straight into the Pacific Ocean with no guardrails or safety barriers. Flash floods wash away parts of the trail during heavy rains, leaving gaps that hikers must jump across. 3 to 5 people die on this trail every year. The trail sees over 100 rescues annually from injuries, dehydration, and hikers stranded by high surf. Many underestimate the difficulty and attempt the hike in flip-flops, or without adequate water. Helicopter rescues cost thousands of dollars and aren't always possible in bad weather. The first 2 miles are the most dangerous, with multiple narrow sections carved into sheer cliff faces. 6. El Caminito del Rey, Spain. El Caminito del Rey is a 3-foot wide walkway pinned to vertical cliffs 300 feet above a gorge. The original pathway, built in 1905, fell into disrepair, with sections missing entirely and only rusted support beams remaining. 5 people died falling from the deteriorated path before officials closed it in 2000. A new reinforced walkway opened in 2015, but sections of the old trail remain visible below. Even the renovated path requires walking on narrow concrete attached to smooth cliff faces. Strong winds funnel through the gorge, making it difficult to maintain balance. The gorge floor is littered with jagged rocks that would kill anyone who falls. Visitors must wear hard hats throughout the entire walk due to frequent rock falls from above. 7. Drakensberg Traverse, South Africa. The Drakensberg Traverse is a multi-day hike through South Africa's highest mountain range, reaching elevations over 11,000 feet. Hikers face sudden temperature drops, from 80 degrees to below freezing, often with zero warning. The trail requires climbing chain ladders bolted into vertical rock faces while wearing heavy packs. 14 hikers have died on this route in the past 15 years. Lightning storms develop rapidly at high elevation, turning exposed ridges into death traps. The nearest medical facility is a 2-day hike away from most sections of the trail. Altitude sickness affects many hikers, causing confusion and poor decision-making. Mountain rescue teams can't reach certain sections, leaving injured hikers stranded until weather permits helicopter evacuation. 8. Cascade Saddle, New Zealand. Cascade Saddle is a 6-mile track through New Zealand's Southern Alps with no marked trail for the final 3 miles. Hikers must cross a river that changes depth daily based on glacier melt and rainfall. The route travels over loose scree slopes where rocks give way without warning. 6 experienced hikers have died on this trail since 2010. Weather conditions change so fast that hikers start in sunshine and end in blizzard conditions within hours. The saddle itself sits at 5,900 feet with exposure to winds exceeding 60 miles per hour. Hypothermia kills quickly in wet clothing when temperatures drop. Rescue helicopters can't fly in poor weather, leaving injured hikers exposed overnight. 9. Angel's Landing, Zion National Park, USA. Angel's Landing ends with a half-mile stretch where hikers walk along a narrow rock fin with 1,000-foot drops on both sides. Chains provide handholds, but they're often crowded with dozens of people trying to pass each other. 13 people have fallen to their deaths from this section since 2000. The rock surface is smooth sandstone that becomes slippery from sweat and moisture. Most deaths occur when hikers lose their grip while trying to let others pass on the narrow spine. The final summit is only 5 feet wide with sheer drops on every side. Wind gusts can reach 40 miles per hour, strong enough to knock people off balance. Park rangers now use a permit system to limit crowds, but accidents still happen regularly. 10. Huayna Picchu, Peru. Huayna Picchu rises 1,000 feet above Machu Picchu with Incan stone steps that are 2 feet tall and 6 inches deep. The steps are so steep that hikers must use both hands and feet to climb. Sections of the trail are only 18 inches wide, with drops of several hundred feet on one or both sides. 4 tourists have fallen to their deaths from these steps in recent years. Morning fog and afternoon rain make the stones dangerously slippery. The Incas built these steps over 500 years ago without modern safety standards. Worn stone and loose rocks create unstable footing throughout the climb. Peru limits the number of daily hikers to 400, but accidents continue to occur despite the restrictions. 11. Devil's Path, Catskill Mountains, USA. Devil's Path covers 25 miles through New York's Catskill Mountains, with over 17,000 feet of elevation gain and loss. The trail crosses 6 mountain peaks, with near vertical rock scrambles between each summit. Loose rocks, exposed roots, and steep drop-offs make falls common and often fatal. 8 hikers have died on this trail in the past 2 decades. The path earned its name from the brutal difficulty that exhausts even experienced hikers. Many sections require pulling yourself up using tree roots and branches while wearing a full backpack. Weather at higher elevations can turn deadly fast, with temperatures dropping 30 degrees in an hour. Cell service is non-existent, making emergency calls impossible for most of the trail. 12. Striding Edge, Lake District, England. Striding Edge is a knife-edge ridge where hikers walk along a rocky spine only 3 feet wide with 700-foot drops on both sides. High winds regularly exceed 50 miles per hour, strong enough to knock people over the edge. The rocks are loose volcanic stone that shifts underfoot. 5 people die on this ridge every year on average. Most deaths occur when hikers attempt the crossing in poor visibility or high winds. The safest method is to straddle the ridge and slide forward, but this takes hours and many refuse. Rescue helicopters respond to multiple emergencies weekly during peak season. Bad weather can pin hikers on the ridge for hours with no shelter. 13. Precipice Trail, Acadia National Park, USA. Precipice Trail climbs 1,000 vertical feet up a sheer cliff face using iron rungs and narrow ledges. The rungs are spaced far apart, requiring large stretches to reach the next handhold. Sections of the climb are completely vertical, with nothing but air behind you. 3 hikers have fallen to their deaths from this trail in recent years. The National Park Service closes the trail during peregrine falcon nesting season, but people still climb illegally. Rain makes the iron rungs extremely slippery, and strong winds make it hard to maintain 3 points of contact. One section requires a full pull-up to reach the next rung while your feet dangle free. Park rangers warn that anyone afraid of heights should not attempt this trail. 14. Via Ferrata, Italian Dolomites. The Italian Dolomites feature dozens of Via Ferrata routes, with steel cables and iron rungs drilled into vertical mountain faces. These routes reach heights over 10,000 feet with constant exposure to 1,000-foot drops. Lightning strikes are common at high elevation, and steel cables conduct electricity directly to climbers. 7 people died on Dolomite Via Ferratas last year alone. Many routes require crossing narrow ledges where one misstep means falling hundreds of feet. Weather changes happen within minutes, trapping climbers in storms. The cables and rungs corrode over time, sometimes breaking free from the rock. Rescue operations are extremely difficult due to the vertical terrain and altitude. 15. Trolltunga, Norway. Trolltunga is a rock formation jutting 2,300 feet above Lake Ringedalsvatnet in Norway. The hike to reach it is 17 miles round trip, with 3,300 feet of elevation gain over rocky terrain. The rock itself extends 23 feet horizontally from the cliff, with no safety barriers. 6 people have died falling from or near Trolltunga since 2015. Most deaths occur when hikers get too close to the edge for photos and lose their footing. Weather at this elevation changes rapidly, with snow possible even in summer months. The approach hike takes 10 to 12 hours, leaving exhausted hikers making poor decisions at the summit. Norwegian rescue services respond to over 50 emergencies on this trail every year. 16. Bright Angel Trail to Plateau Point, Grand Canyon, USA. The trail from Bright Angel to Plateau Point drops 3,000 feet into the Grand Canyon with no shade and temperatures exceeding 120 degrees. Over 250 people require rescue from this trail every year, with an average of 12 deaths annually. Most deaths come from heat exhaustion and dehydration, not falls. The Colorado River sits another 1,000 feet below the trail with no safe way down. Hikers often underestimate the difficulty of climbing back out of the canyon in extreme heat. The trail is wide and well maintained, but the combination of heat, altitude change, and distance kills healthy adults regularly. Park rangers call it going down is optional, coming up is mandatory. Helicopter rescues happen multiple times per week during summer months. 17. The Maze at Ben Nevis, Scotland. Ben Nevis is the UK's highest peak at 4,413 feet. But the Tower Ridge route on its north face is one of Britain's deadliest climbs. The ridge is a series of rock towers with significant exposure and technical scrambling required. Weather conditions are notoriously unpredictable, with visibility dropping to zero without warning. 3 to 5 climbers die on this mountain every year. Most deaths occur when hikers attempt the climb in poor conditions or darkness. The descent is even more dangerous than the ascent, with many getting lost in fog. Sub-zero temperatures and high winds create rapid hypothermia risks. Scottish mountain rescue teams respond to over 100 emergencies on Ben Nevis annually. 18. Mount Washington, New Hampshire, USA. Mount Washington holds the record for the highest wind speed ever recorded on Earth at 231 miles per hour. The mountain's weather has killed over 150 people, more than any other mountain under 7,000 feet in the world. Temperature at the summit can be 50 degrees colder than at the base. With conditions changing in minutes, ice forms on the trail even in summer months. The Tuckerman Ravine route includes steep sections where hikers cross snowfields that can avalanche without warning. Hypothermia kills hikers who underestimate the weather and don't bring proper gear. The summit sees hurricane-force winds over 100 days per year. Search and rescue teams recover bodies from this mountain every year. 19. Crib Goch, Snowdonia, Wales. Crib Goch is a knife-edge ridge in Wales, where hikers scramble over jagged rocks with 600-foot drops on both sides. The ridge is only 2 to 3 feet wide in sections with loose rock that shifts unexpectedly. Strong winds are constant, and the rock becomes incredibly slippery when wet. 4 to 6 people die on this ridge every year. Most accidents happen when hikers freeze from fear and can't move forward or backward. The ridge requires scrambling with hands and feet for over half a mile of continuous exposure. Rescue by helicopter is difficult due to the narrow ridge and unpredictable winds. Many experienced climbers consider this more dangerous than much higher peaks. 20. Capitol Peak, Colorado, USA. Capitol Peak's knife edge is a 100-foot section of ridge, only 12 to 18 inches wide, with 2,000-foot drops on each side. Climbers must walk across this exposed section while at 14,000 feet elevation, where altitude sickness affects judgment. The rock is loose and holds frequently break away without warning. 9 people have died on Capitol Peak since 2000. Most deaths occur on the descent when fatigue and altitude sickness impair decision-making. Weather at 14,000 feet changes instantly, with lightning strikes common on the exposed ridge. One small mistake or momentary loss of balance means falling thousands of feet. Colorado Search and Rescue rates this as one of the most dangerous standard hiking routes in the state. Every one of these trails proves that nature doesn't care about experience or preparation. Thousands attempt these hikes each year, and bodies are recovered regularly from each location. The statistics aren't exaggerated. These trails have killed more people than most people realize. Next time someone suggests a challenging hike, make sure it's not one of these death traps. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more beyond belief facts, click on the video appearing on your screen now and remember to hit the subscribe button.